Oh, man. All right, we have a draft to finish up here, right? We're not done yet, despite those moves. We are still not done yet. There is an argument about David Yarosek as well, just in terms of what he's going to want to get paid. I mean, you talk about moving him for a top 10 pick. That's not bad. This is an issue. It sure isn't, Monk, but who knows? Maybe we play if people are on late, which I don't think they are. Are there any teams looking to trade a top-notch player to make an acquisition easier? I mean, Troy Terry, but he's 32. As a sniper as well with 15 goals. You hate to see it. I think right now the biggest issue that we're dealing with is just that, again, it's EA's rosters and certain players. Like, why the hell do they have that player type? That's continuing to be a bit of a problem. Joe Veleno, Mo Sider. Veleno is a two-way, puts up decent totals, but I don't think I'm going to quite find what I'm looking for here. To be honest, I don't even know if I know what I'm looking for. Kent Johnson. There we go. That's the guy. It all comes back to Kent. Dude, Ottawa still wants to get rid of Tim Stützle. They had him. They lost him. They got him back, and they want to get rid of him again. That's crazy. Sorelli, Domi, Sam Steele. Oops. Yeah, dude, Jeff Skinner's still playing? 38, Jesus. Okay, so definitely still some other moves we could look at, right? LA is going to make the 7th overall pick. They take Carlotti. There was one other guy. It was right defenseman Yves Picard, excuse me, and 2 years out, but potentially a medium elite. Like, he's not bad, but he's not insane, you know? I think I'd rather press my luck about RFA status for Yarosek, because otherwise there just isn't that one guy to get. And then again, there was Hellenius around 23, who was in a very similar spot in terms of his starting overall. And then the confirmed low elites, Charlie Schultz. You know, at least that's a second-round pick to get him. We have pick 64. Let's target Ottawa's first pick of the second round and try to get Schultz. Yeah, we got a lot of younger players in the mix, and it's who the hell is going to make the cut to stay here? Honestly, I don't even think I had the value to pull off this trade. I don't. At least not at the moment. Okay. Well, we've done our damage. 3 first-round picks again from wheeling and dealing. Let's see if we can find any steals here late in this draft. There's Coletta there at the bottom, but let's see. A couple 3 out of 4 medium elites. Riopol's possibly on the chop block. Hello. Couple confirmed low elites. DeMaio and Grachev. Okay. Near confirmed medium top 6s. And then we know down here there's a confirmed medium 4 and Matt Coletta. Anything goalie-wise? No. So if we look at the defense, Coletta can't skate. We're the damn 3 years out. 20 years old as well. He's a 65 overall. Only take him for the trade value. Grachev, 5 years out of 20. Terrible. Even if he's a low elite, terrible. Right wing side, Nikolai Kuleshov, 20 years old. Oh, my God. Jukka Kapanen. Not great. Vitaly Malakoff, 4 years out at 18. That's okay. Franklin DeMaio, 3 years out at 19. That's not too bad. Elliot Young or Young, whatever you prefer. Yeah. When's our next pick after this? 92. All right. No doubt it's got to be the Norwegian, Franklin DeMaio. Confirmed a low elite. 66 overall playmaker. No abilities, but that's okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. End of the third round, or close to it. What do we still have here? Next up to be selected would be Kapanen. So let's take the Finn, Jukka Kapanen. 53, medium 6. He's trade fodder. That's fine. Pick 101 in the fourth round. Should probably check what our next draft pick is. 146. So yeah, we're definitely just trying to find trade fodder now at this point. We'll take Kuleshov here and then hopefully get the goaltender patch ready afterwards. Medium 9 for Kuleshov. Let's see. When's our next pick after this? 178. Solid draft. It has been, but man, this... the guy went. This team... We got a low elite. 55 overall at 19 years old. Good Lord. It has been a solid draft, but man, every time I start to think we have the right combination for a team, it just hasn't been panning out. 57 overall, low elite at 20 years old for Grachev. 7th round, is there anybody left? A couple of players to take a random shot at here. We'll go for Kalle Mahler. Medium 7th, and that's that. But yeah, never a bad draft when you get a franchise player first overall. So many names, so many faces have come and gone from this team. We just added Brady Tkachuk and Jordan Kyrou to that list, and we might not be done. We might not be. So for the Resign phase, qualifying offer for both young goaltenders to start. How could you not draft Otterize? Because the name's actually pronounced Odoreus. And now that you know that, you're going to be disappointed for a long time. Harima, high fringe, plays for Drummondville, so can't sign him yet. Yarachek, qualifying offer. Kauppanen, qualifying offer. Johansson has been horrific. We're not going to get anything for him on a qualifying offer, so we're just going to drop him. Roloff, Beekoff, Johnston. We know we can let go of Durrett. The best a man can get. Johnston, we'll let go of you. We'll hold on to Roloff and Beekoff for the hell of it. Right wing side. We know we're going to be signing Wah for the off-season conversations, which we do still have to go through. Schoenmakers, same thing. Got to sign him for that reason. Hopefully we can get him to switch to the left wing side. We will qualify Justin Poirier. It is not time to say goodbye to Hunter McCown. We're going to keep Hunter around for a long time. Kolasar is going to be gone, though. We'll hold on to Crooks. We'll hold on to Beheshki as well. That's fine. Kuleshov is terrible. We'll see about signing some of those other guys shortly. Left wing side, Gunderson gets his qualifying offer. Cut Pizzetta for now. Cut Totally Spanish for now. Qualify McLeod. DeMaio. We can sign DeMaio. A lot of players are unhappy. A lot of players are unhappy with some of the players that we're cutting, but be better. Win games. Sean Monahan is willing to come back. Wants a 1-year deal of $4.1 million. You got a deal, Sean. Monahan's back for one more go-round. Let's sign Cross. Ketchery's not. He was in the AHL last year. Matt Rempe's gone. Qualified gone. Char. York can go. He's not going to make it. Okay. So for the goalies, Gabe is looking for $8 million already. Oh, you're out of your mind. It is tough, right? Because it's like, okay, if there's any goalie we're going to pay, it's going to be him. I'm not opposed to seeing if he gets offer sheeted because it would be a fair return. Having to hand him a no movement clause already sucks. I'd rather go 3 years. No clauses and then have to pay him, so we might wait for him. We might wait. Ravensburgen, since we have a little bit more contract control over you, we'll bring you back for a while. And now that we're here, for Mr. Daig, in terms of off-season training, his reflexes are fucking nuts. He needs to work on his puck control. Also, he developed gold no-timer, which is tremendous. No meeting available because he's not signed. That's just going to have to be what it is then. Veteran players request no trade clause, no movement starting. Sometimes, yeah, Monahan did last year, for example. Mr. Ravensburgen, let's have you work on your reflexes this offseason. Hadobin. Same thing. Have you work on the reflexes. Mr. Yuri Hadobin. All right. Nothing else to worry about. Defensively, Zach Werenski, now 32 years old. Maybe not worth the money that we signed him to. Starting to believe that. Starting to believe that, Zach. I'm sorry, but you just have not delivered quite to the expectations. Especially for a guy that scored 4 goals in a playoff game. Jaracek, Kapanen, we can't have them work on anything yet. Yeah, I mean, they both want to get paid, like, right now, too, so. Let's see. Mr. Dallas Dayton. He is solid. Let's improve that skating a little bit more, Dallas. Zach is Mr. Blue Jacket. Well, he's going to be put on your jacket and hit the bricks. If he can't start playing better. That's if he'll waive his no movement clause. He might not. Daniel Gaudreau. Also, I just realized I didn't even look at awards. Apologies for that. Gaudreau, if you could work on your shot a little bit, that'd be pretty good. Yeah, we'll have to look at awards in a second. Remind me. Shooting up for Gaudreau. It's turning into a modified draft cooler at this point. Xavier Villeneuve. No FD, still looking solid. God, his endurance is terrible. Shot blocking, stick checking. He needs more on that shot. Just in terms of accuracy. Try not to sneeze. Do, do, do. I failed. Excuse me. God help me. Berglund. Callie Berglund. Listed as a 2-way. Which is totally fair to shoot more option work for this team. It hasn't worked yet. It does technically work in terms of changing the hidden attribute. This guy needs some offensive awareness. But has it helped us turn certain players around like we were hoping? Not quite. At least not yet. Let's see. Luca Morelli. Oh, man. man, maybe the puck skills. I mean, there's a lot. Luke is just never going to be an NHLer at this point. It's just not going to happen. Decent AHLer, but it's just not going to happen for him at the big time level. Terrell, still listed as a two-way, which is totally fair. He's going to improve his skating. Got to improve that skating. There you go, Gerald. Let's see, Nicholas Clefbaum. Skating's looking a bit better. God, you need help everywhere. Some of these prospects, man, are just not going to make it. Defensive, outright defense, like shot blocking, stick checking. Roloff, can't talk to you right now because you're an RFA. Same for Bekoff. Andrew Suter needs some puck skills, man. He needs skating. He needs everything. We might have more players to move on from than I care to admit, just because a lot of these guys are just not going to cut it. And I'd rather have the guys that we do care about in the AHL. I'd rather have them surrounded by the veterans again for the sake of development. Jussi Pentikäinen, you are horrific. You are one of the worst players I have ever seen. But you're Finnish, so you're on the team. All right, based off of contracts, Grachev, I don't even think you're worth signing yet. Right wing side, Shields, listed as a playmaker. It's like, do we keep him? I mean, I guess Passmore will be the setup because we know he's got a decent shot, but he has. He's clearly the guy to like have it playmaker. Have Waz the sniper. I don't know what the hell that means for Leahy and Riopel. Because the odds of like getting Shields to change player type back is pretty slim. So it's just we need to consider him as a playmaker at this point. For you, offensive, pass the puck more. Pass the puck more. Boosted shooting, have a playmaking score. Let's see. Caleb Wah. We drafted you as a sniper, which is totally fair. Immediately just telling you to shoot the puck more. Shoot the goddamn puck more. Be a sniper, please. Please be that 50-plus goal scorer that I so desperately need. Gabriel Leahy, I have no idea what the hell we're doing for you. Like, shooting is still his best setup at the moment. But that means he is directly competing with Wah, which means Leahy might be expendable. At this point, we have a sniper that we need. We have the playmaker that we need. I mean, technically, Leahy could still be a sniper, and we could have 3 lines of skill. Gabe, let's have you shoot the puck more, man. Be a sniper. Be a sniper. Riopel, as a power forward, I don't really see how Brendan Riopel stays on the team anyway. I really don't. Buddy, for you, let's talk. Adaptability is already up there. So ideally, you'd be a 2-way, I guess. Like, let's fucking that or a grinder. So let's boost up that physicality even more. Some of these guys just aren't going to fit the team. Schoenmakers, we know for him, the goal is to get him onto his proper handedness. Left side on the left and change it up for power plays. Let's have you work on your adaptability, please. Please, please. Poirier as an RFA. We can look to bring him back. Don't know if he'll ever make the team as we were hoping, but Yeah, 3-year deal. Keep him around. Didn't immediately accept. Interesting. Hunter McCown, you are probably going to be back on the 4th line this year, my friend. Probably. Ike, what's going on, man? Doing well. How are you? Mr. McCown, work on that physicality some more, buddy. I need you to go out there and just arbor jack eye some people. Hey, I didn't say whether or not that means a clean or dirty play. I'm just saying. I just need you to arbor jack eye some people. Nick Crooks. Nick Crooks. 2-year deal for you. Okay, so Crooks is back. We have him training up as a playmaker as well, for better or worse. Still needs to work on his skating. Let's have him pass the puck. Getting over migraine, never fun. Never fun. Well, at least you're getting over it, I suppose, right? Yeah, never fun. Flugensch. We also got him currently as a playmaker because we were trying to change him to something else. I think we were trying to change him to a 2-way because, I mean, he's not going to be a sniper. He's not going to be a playmaker. I don't even know what the hell his attributes are at this point. So if it's not adaptability, it'll be defensive. Yeah, let's up that adaptability, Carlos. So you're probably not going to be around too much longer either. Zahevsky, can we get you re-signed? 3-year deal. Well, we bring him back. Still try to train him up into something. He's currently set up as a 2-way, which is fair. I mean, he's pretty well-rounded. We'll definitely look at, like, defensive awareness. Not good enough to be a top-notch playmaker. Not good enough to be a top-notch sniper. So, 2-way will give you the best chance to succeed, my man. My man. And then Kuleshov, Kapanen. We'll come back to them. Left wing side. Razor, that's a cat on the keyboard if I've ever seen it. Actually, you know what? Defensively. Krachev. I mean, that guy's just never going to make it. And then for, like, Kapanen. Screw it. Krachev. Get you signed, buddy. You change playstyle in the game? Yes. It's not a guarantee, but you can talk to the players about changing their playstyles once you're in franchise. Dude, this guy is trash. But literally, I'm just hoping that we can boost up some attributes in the offseason that'll raise his trade value a little bit. He is horrific. Shout out to Caden, 22 months on the primer. Caden, welcome back. I am doing well. Hopefully you can say the same. Let's see, Kuleshov. Kuleshov sucks, but Kapanen, we can sign him. What do we want Yuka Kapanen working on here? He's listed as a sniper, which is probably fair. The one thing that cannot go up during the course of a season if someone's a sniper is telling them to shoot more. You got to wait for the off season. So that seems like the right thing to do is just constantly be like, hey, screw the attributes. Shoot the puck more. You're a sniper. Let's see. Left wing side. Caden Lindstrom. Buddy, it's adaptability. I need you to be a natural center so I can work on those face-offs. We have been talking about this for like 5 years now. His adaptability is almost maxed out. I can't have him working on face-offs otherwise. Since his adaptability is already up there, let's just tell him to shoot the puck more. He does have a decent shot. Gunderson. Again, I don't even know if we're keeping you. He's also going to want some money. Let's see. Clayton Lamb. Also currently set up as a sniper. We might need more adaptability for Clayton Lamb. I don't know what the hell he's going to be. Yeah, let's have him work on that adaptability. Just in case we need to change him. I mean, turn him into whatever we need to if he's willing. Ty Menear as a playmaker is not bad. Let's just set you to pass the puck more, man. Pass the puck more. Be that top-notch playmaker. I'm looking for plenty of them. Galyanov. Also developing as a playmaker. There was an argument about Sniper once upon a time. He's got good skating. He's getting better. And there are these few players with lower potentials that might be able to, make that, and take that next step and make the team eventually. Xavier McLeod. What do we got for you? 2-year to keep the RFA status. He's been training up as a grinder. Needs to improve his skating. Desperately needs to improve his skating. All right. Almost done. Obviously, we'll have to come back to some of these other guys. Radek Kaspar. Training up as a grinder. Totally fair. Still needs to improve his skating. Needs to improve his physicality. I mean, he's got a ways to go. We'll go physicality to start. DeMaio, who we just signed. Playmaker. Yeah, dude, he can't skate worth a damn. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a playmaker. Cannot skate worth a damn. But he can pass a puck. Let's set you to pass more. Just do the one thing you're good at. And then Young we can't sign yet because he would be going back to this. Well, actually, I mean, we could technically sign him and then send him to the CHL. He'd be on the exempt list. Let's actually do that. I don't know why I didn't think to do that before. Stupid, maybe. Listed as a 2-way, which is totally fair. It's not like he's great at much. No meeting available. Okay, well, I guess I won't sign the other guy then. And then centers, Monahan. I think same thing. It'll be skating. Just continue to try to turn back the clock. The legs are going to be the first thing to go. We don't need you like Jaromir Jagr, where he can turn, but he can't move forward. Skating for Monahan in the offseason. Our captain to this day. Joel Jackson as a playmaker, but again, it's so weird because he's listed as a checking forward. Like, he does have decent checking. He needs to get better at faceoffs, but we need to set him to pass the puck more. Pass the puck more, buddy. No need to shoot. Just be a playmaker. Live up to that. Caleb Cross, who we just selected 5th overall. He's listed as a power forward, which is fair. There could be an argument about sniper. There could be an argument about 2-way. Power forward is okay, though. Shoot the puck more. That is your goal, sir. And then Pinelli is listed as a sniper. Don't think he'll ever make the team full time. He was our 13th forward last season. Shoot the puck more, my man. Be a sniper. Shoot the puck. You have a heavy shot. Use it. And then Gonchar. Or Jagr is still playing. This is supposed to be his last season, though. But he is still playing. Let's see. Pavel Gonchar as a 2-way. Let's have you work on your face-offs, buddy. Oops. I forgot it was its own category. New topic. Off-season. Work on those face-offs. Okay. So we're obviously going to have to wait to see what guys respond to the offers we put out, and then we'll have to go back over to them. But Poirier is back. He's the only one so far. And again, we were training him up as a sniper. Shoot the puck more. Shoot the puck more, you dumbasses. And awful advice for Luca Pinelli. Catcher, I love the with you as a gigantic OHL fan that follows it. I love the chirps you're able to add in. Clips, what is my favorite NHL team? That one. I'm a Bruins fan. Sorry or hey, aren't we both cool? Because we're both Bruins fans. So Daig, again, we're going to let him go to free agency as an RFA. I don't want to give him the big boy deal right now. Same thing for Yarosek and Kauppanen. Roloff and Beekoff. We should probably talk to those two. Hawks fan and we suck. You guys are going to be fine. Connor Bedard, man. You guys are going to be just fine. Not to mention, no one's going to have any sympathy. 3 Stanley Cups in the past 15 years, no one's going to have sympathy. It'd be like me as a Patriots fan being like, oh, man, come on, my team sucks. Like, dude, nobody cares. Nobody cares. No sympathy. And that's okay. That's what comes along with the winning. Is you just have to know that most people are going to be like, I fucking hate you. And that's okay. Let's see. Bykoff the Beekoff. 2 years for you. Can we have you working on? He's a two-way. He needs to work on his skating. He needs to work on their skating. There you go, Mr. Beekoff. Okay, so this is almost good to go, and then we'll see what's up in free agency. Right? I think we're good. RFA is Yarosek Kauppanen. And Gunderson. Okay. We're going to let some pretty big names head to free agency as RFAs just to see what's out there in terms of offers. You never know. It might be the time to recoup draft picks if the offers are good enough. I totally forgot to look at awards again. It shouldn't be too late, though. There we go. So again, we know that the Hawks won the Stanley Cup over the Rangers. We looked at all of that. We looked at their roster. I just didn't look at the awards. That ended Colorado's back-to-back run. William Nylander won the Art Ross Trophy as well as the Hart. Norris went to Adam Fox for the 3rd year in a row and the 4th time in 5 years. Calder did go to Weimer as expected. Kindle won the Conn Smythe. Shesterkin wins the Vezina. Levi the Jennings. Jack Adams to the Islanders head coach. Marco Rossi wins his first Selke. 5 years, 5 different winners. Nylander wins the Ted Lindsay. Matthews wins the Rocket Richard for the 3rd time in the past 4 years. AHL, Barrett Hayton scored the most points. Scott Lawton was league MVP. Generated dude named Elliott scored the most goals. Top rookie was Joe Iginla for Colorado. Lyubushkin, top defenseman. Top goaltender, Felix Sandstrom. And the MVP, Sam O'Reilly, I think it is, wins the Butterfield for Tucson, as, of course, they beat our Cleveland Monsters in the final. So before we get to free agency, let's take a look at the coaching staff, because we now have a couple of openings. Again, we're still trying to train up some of the real dudes, just because it's a lot more fun. That said, Crosby's only a C, huh? Shit. Better coaching for the team, or the real dudes, it's just more fun. It's just more fun, even if the team is worse. I get that, like, Jamie Benn wasn't too good last year. It's just more fun for me to have the real coaches. Much, much more fun. So Jamie Benn will be the temporary head coach. Let's see who else we can bring in here. So we'll look to bring back Drew Doughty. Hopefully we can eventually have head coach Sidney Crosby. Anze Kopitar. We need AHL assistant coach. Love me some Anze Kopitar. And then we need a goalie coach, which for the moment can be Crosby, and then that'll allow us freedom of movement. Rangers are trying to bring in Crosby, though, to be at least a coach with Hartford, but see if we can bring in Sid. In terms of the scouts, how many do we need to sign? Quite a few. We have 9 spots. Let's see how this plays out here for this year. Do the coaches ever get better? Yes. It's not the fastest improvement typically, but yes, they can get better. Again, I don't advise it as like the best strategy to win, but it is just a lot more fun to utilize real players since, again, we don't have licensed coaches in the game. Otherwise, I'd be like, yep, John Tortorella, make the Sedins block shots. Let's go all the time. All right. Free agency. Who's out there? Owen Byram, Simone Nemec, David Yarachek. Okay, there's some decent names out there. Quite a few of them are ours. In terms of RFAs, in goal, Daig, who was ours. We'll see if anything happens with him. In terms of anybody that would be cheap enough to try to steal, not really. I mean, Nikitin is a medium elite because there might be trade value there. That's about it, though. Dragisevich is 25. That dude's only a medium 6. So this guy here, let's just try to steal you away from the Islanders because you should have some trade value. We'll give him 1.6. Right wing side, Lardis, Battaglia, Hayes. I mean, like, Lardis and Battaglia are okay. Gunderson is ours. That's it. Okay. So for the UFAs, goalies, Hildebeest, Sogard, nobody that we're crazy interested in with our $58 million of cap space. There's also nobody crazy in terms of potentials. Bunanov's 23. It's not going to happen. Defensively, it's Bowen Byram, Edvinsson. Dude, Byram wants $13 million for a guy that puts up 40 points. He was apparently a plus 50 last year. Edvinsson put up 11 points. Yeah, there's just no way. There is just no way. Schneider's not a big point guy. Pesci, Liljegren. Yeah, there's nobody there. I'm like, oh my God, we got to sign that guy. Prospects, Oliver Bonk, Theo Lindstein, and Tanner Molendyk. I'm going to be intrigued to roster edit here to, make Tanner Molendyk actually NHL caliber because, Christ, the Preds are probably going to play him this year. Hopefully. This might age poorly. We'll see. Darsh is okay, but not good enough. Right wing side, Jack Quinn, Zetterlands, Samoskevich, the old Samoskevich. Let's primarily look for potential. Low elite Pogge. He's terrible, but he'll have some trade value. Bear Pogge. And he signs. And then quite a few medium 6s. Youngest of the bunch is Engren. Might as well. Wow, he wants an actual NHL contract. He's out of his mind. He is out of his mind. What if I give you a 3-year deal, buddy? Samu Engren. And there's some low 6s, so nothing too crazy. Are there players out here that we could sign? Absolutely. But we have enough younger players right now. We can keep the cap down. That there's nobody that we absolutely have to sign. Like, Jack Quinn's not bad, but I again think we'll have a relatively quiet free agency period. Kopitar is on as a coach. Niskala is on as a scout. He won't be the only one. So yeah, again, it's going to come down to like how we can move certain players around. Drew Doughty's back as a coach. Engren accepted that deal. Crosby's on as a coach. Slater as a scout. Engren took the deal. Valeri Nikitin. Islanders have a chance to match. And they did. Get the extra scout. So yeah, it's going to come down to whether or not we get offer sheets for some of these players. And if the return would be enough that we think we're good to roll without them. Let's find out. Otherwise, we'll be able to sign them for cheap. There is an offer sheet for Kimmo Kauppinen. $6.36 million for 5 years from the Flyers. The exchange is a first and a third. He's a 20-year-old medium elite defensive defenseman. And this is the question. Is a defensive defenseman worth paying that much money to? It is only $6 million. And he is a hell of a defensive defenseman who's only going to get better. Five years, 6.3. I'm going to say remind me in 6 days and try to stop the sim. Sign free agents. Like, what does Kaupinen... Okay, so they do disappear now. I'm not sure what he would have signed for with us had we just kind of gone for it. Unless, he's going to show up here. Okay, he does show up here. That brings him just out of RFA status. That's brutal. I don't know if I'm able to swoop in like this or not. I mean, dude, he's only 20 years old and he's already an 86. I mean, I wouldn't be able to sign him to the contract that I want anyway. He really wants that 5th year to get him out. To know that this next contract, at the end of it, he's a UFA. Like, that is clearly what he's after. What is that trade value for Kaupinen? We know for Philly, it's a 1st and a 3rd. Michkov is their top player. A 1st-round pick is, I mean, the value is about even. It is a fair deal. It is a fair deal from a value perspective. It's just, is it worth paying a pure DFD $6 million a year? He is a very, very good defensive defenseman. I guess we could take like one shot if it'll still let us do that in this game. He doesn't want 8 years either. He wants to get to the end. He wants to get to the end of this next contract and be able to look at the open market. That is exactly what he wants. The no movement clause in the last 3 years would help. I mean, that's the only way. And then you're talking about $7 million over 8 years with a no movement clause in the last 3 years just to have a shot versus a 5-year deal at $6 million that the Flyers have offer sheeted him to. Or we let him go for a 1st and a 3rd. Again, I just don't know if DFDs are worth paying that much money to, but maybe they are. We do have a lot of cap, that's true. I'm going to send him this deal. I mean, we can reach the floor easily. That's not a problem. There's Yarachek getting offer sheeted. $9 million for 6 years from Seattle. We'd get 2 firsts, a 2nd, and a 3rd from the Kraken. Again, Yarachek is very good. 88 overall. He's a 20-point defenseman or so. He's not a bad player at all, but $9 million for a guy who's not going to put up that many points is pretty rough. Is pretty rough. Remind me in 6 days. That way we can talk. There's no hitting him at RFA status here. If he stays here, he wants to get fucking paid. I mean, granted, the Seattle offer was $9 million. $6-year at 95. I'll text. I'm looking forward to watching that. We'd be talking like 9.5 over 6 years. How much does overall matter versus production? That is what we are currently staring down the barrel of. Kimmo Kauppinen. 6.36 for 5 years from Philly. If we say yes, that's the contract we agreed to. If we say no, we get a first and a third round pick for him. He's only 20 years old. He is going to get better. Never going to be a big point guy, though. How much do defensive defensemen matter this year? That is the question. Should have seen how bad the Flyers were. Yeah. I mean, at the very least, we'd have, picks to flip. It's just, previous years, you see a DFD, and it's like, yeah, he's not worth spending that much money on because he's not going to do well. Like, the biggest thing about building teams in this game in the past has been, hey, what can you do for me from a points perspective? But I don't know how much they've messed around with it. And maybe a defensive defenseman does mean that much more now. It helps, impact the team sim-wise. I mean, obviously, like, he's not necessarily not worth that. He's going to get better. He's got some abilities. At the end of this deal, he's going to fucking run. He's going to go to whatever team he wants to go to. Is he worth, again, a first and a third? Or is he worth that $6 million? It's not so much a money issue. It's just, is that the type of player we want to invest in? Mm-hmm. That's tough, man. That's real tough, because if we match for him, we should just match for Jarczyk as well. Keep the defense together,
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking grass.
Shout out to Mango. I almost said Mango. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Shit. I don't know what to do. I'm actually torn, because it's all the years of prior instinct versus, hey, maybe this year's a little bit different. I don't know if that's the case, though. Gonna be a top D man for the Jackets. Yeah, like, look at this. Like, he does hit quite a bit. He does block quite a bit. Giveaway takeaway ratio is pretty fucking horrific. But he does block a lot of shots. He does hit a lot. But we can find other defensemen that do that. Right? We can find other defensemen that do that. We have the assets to replace him on the roster right now. No, our defense would look worse on paper. We'd still have Zach Werenski as our top defenseman on the left side. I am going to go with my gut here, and it might not be the right choice. But Kimmo Kauppinen, $6 million. I don't know, man. It's just the potential of being a medium elite. He's already an 86 at 20 years old. It is true. He is getting to the point where he could potentially be a two-way. We're going to keep him. We're going to keep him. We're going to match that offer. Welcome back, Kimmo. We're going to keep him. Jarczyk, on the other hand, I don't think we can spend $9 million on David Yarechek at this point, you know? I don't think we can. Honestly, if we go adaptability for Kapanen, we might be able to move him to a two-way. I mean, again, though, Yarechek, it's not a matter of not being able to afford him, but, man, it's multiple first-round picks, and they're tough to come by. They are very tough to come by. 2 firsts, a second, and a third. $9 million for 6 years. For Yarechek, who's 26 at this point, so we know what he is. Again, he's a 20-point guy at best. He's definitely good. Very, very well-rounded. But $9 million for 6 years, you know? 2 firsts, a second, and a third. That's tough. I don't think we can keep him, man. I think we do take the compensation for him since we know what he is. He does hit a lot. He does block a lot. Giveaway takeaway ratio is okay. It's gotten better over the last 2 years. Before that, it was pretty shit. I do think we take the compensation from Seattle. They've been probably the worst team in this timeline. I think we take the compensation for Yarechek. Yeah. So, does that hurt us right side defense-wise for now? Yes. Like, we're looking at Goodrow to play probably with Werenski next year. We have Villeneuve. I need to find a different right-handed defenseman. We could look now. Now we don't have to negotiate with Alan Walsh, right? We can definitely find... Not that we're going to go for Nemec. But even if we wanted to look for an outright trade, we could do that too. But yeah, in terms of right-side defenseman, it's not looking too good right now. Not looking too good right now. Maybe we'll regret that. Maybe we won't. But maybe we won't. But man, $9 million for Yarechek is, even with all the cap space we have, that was just a lot. And I don't think there's any way. Like if we look here, right? We look at these assets side by side. Now that we have Seattle's first, second, third, and I mean, look at the value of that. Look at the value of that. And then if you go to Seattle and say, yeah, dude, I mean, look at that. Look at the value difference. We made the right call. We made the right call. The value for Kapanen was very close. It was almost a 1-to-1. That is not. Like, we clearly got more value back. But we are sacrificing a good player. So, we'll see.